For years, fans have dreamed of an Assassin's Creed set in feudal Japan. The wait is finally over. Assassin's Creed Shadows is here, Ubisoft's long-anticipated open-world stealth action RPG set in one of the most captivating eras in history. But will it live up to the hype? Or will it follow the fate of past Assassin's Creed experiments? Let's break down everything we know and what it means for the future of the franchise. And to get to that, we need to understand where Shadows is going and take another look at where Assassin's Creed's franchise has been. The Assassin's Creed franchise has been a shapeshifter from the very beginning. From the silent rooftops of Renaissance Italy to the chaotic battlefields of Viking England, every game has pushed the series in a new direction. When Assassin's Creed 2 launched in 2009, it didn't just improve upon the first game. It redefined what an action RPG could be. The Ezio Trilogy turned Assassin's Creed into a true RPG experience without sacrificing the core identity of stealth, parkour, and assassination. But let's just think about how it did that exactly. Because the first thing it took in hand was a living, breathing world with meaningful progression. The world of Renaissance Italy felt alive. Every NPC had a role, from courtesans who could distract guards to mercenaries you could hire, and the economic system gave you real reasons to invest in the world. In Ezio's, you could renovate shops and build financial empires. Unlike later games where progression was tied to grinding levels and loot, Assassin's Creed 2 made you feel like you were growing with Ezio, not just chasing arbitrary numbers. The second thing it did well was the RPG, like customization without losing stealth. Brotherhood introduced a deeper layer of RPG mechanics. Ezio could recruit and train assassins, unlock new armor sets, and use different weapons, but none of this broke the stealth-first approach. Unlike later entries where gear dictated playstyle, here it was a way to refine your assassin's abilities while keeping the core identity of the game intact. A perfect balance between action and stealth was a third way that it was able to create a better RPG game for us. Perhaps the biggest achievement of Ezio's trilogy was its perfect balance. Players had the freedom to engage in sword fights if things went south, but stealth was always the better, more rewarding option. This kept the game from becoming a full-on action brawler like later entries. On the other hand, we had Odyssey and Valhalla, which really divided the fans. When Assassin's Creed Origins introduced full RPG mechanics, fans were willing to accept it as an experiment. But that then became Odyssey and Valhalla, the two games that pushed the series further into RPG territory. For better or worse, the level-based loot system changed the franchise forever to begin with. In Odyssey, your success wasn't based on skill, it was based on your character's level and the gear score that he had. You could sneak up on an enemy, perform a perfect assassination, and they wouldn't die if their level was too high. This was a major departure from past games where stealth was always king. Fans who loved RPG mechanics appreciated the depth, but longtime AC players felt it strayed too far from the franchise's roots. Stealth also became optional, not essential in these games. Unlike Ezio's trilogy, where stealth was your most powerful tool, Odyssey and Valhalla let you brute force almost every mission. Combat became the primary focus, whether it was Spartan warrior Cassandra charging into battle or Viking raider Ivar smashing through enemies with a war axe. The game rewarded aggression more than patience, which alienated fans who wanted a return to the shadows. And the final thing that it really did to change things up for the Assassin's Creed franchise was the map was massive, but it was filled with kind of repetitive content. Because in Odyssey and Valhalla, you had some of the biggest open worlds in the series, but bigger didn't always mean better in this case. Many players found the worlds empty and copy-paste objectives and grindy sided quests that felt like filler instead of tight, handcrafted cities like Assassin's Creed 2 or Unity. We got sprawling landscapes with far too much go here, kill this gameplay. So maintaining in the back of our minds how Valhalla and Odyssey created this brute force for almost every mission, we are wondering whether or not Shadows is actually changing that. Ubisoft has confirmed a deep stealth system with dynamic lighting, meaning the shadows aren't just for show anymore. They are going to be a place for you to hide in the darkness and extinguish lanterns and use the environment to your advantage to complete things, which will be in a more stealth manner. This is a page straight out of Splinter Cell and Hitman, which I like very much and think that it's a good direction. If it's executed properly, it could be the most advanced stealth system in Assassin's Creed's history, actually. But there's another big question, and that is, how is combat actually going to play out? In Assassin's Creed Shadows, you won't play just as one character, you'll play as two. Naoi, the shinobi assassin, embodies everything we love about stealth, precision, agility, and silent kills, and Yasuki, the legendary African samurai, is going to be bringing raw power, armored duels, and relentless combat to the screen as well. This dual character system instantly draws comparisons to Ghost of Tsushima, a game that nailed both stealth and sword combat in my opinion, but will Assassin's Creed Shadows follow a Sekiro-style precision-based system, or will it stay in the realm of just heavy RPG mechanics like Valhalla and Odyssey were? To answer that, we kind of need to talk about how the open world is going to work in this game as well. Because Assassin's Creed is known for its massive open worlds, and Shadows is not going to be any different than this. I mean, this is set in Feudal Japan. Ubisoft is promising one of the most detailed, historical accurate recreations of this period. So from bustling villages to war-torn battlefields, every location will be designed to immerse you in that era and that time. But the question is, will it be an empty world or will it be alive? Ubisoft's recent open worlds have struggled with bloat, or what I mean is massive maps filled with repetitive objects. If Shadows wants to compete with the likes of Ghost of Tsushima, it needs to focus on meaningful exploration, not just checklists to get the job done. And speaking of exploration, what about parkour? Because one of the biggest complaints in modern Assassin's Creed games, parkour lost its magic. Back in Unity, the movement system was near perfection. Players could seamlessly navigate Paris with smooth animations and fluid climbing. But in Odyssey and Valhalla, parkour took a backseat, feeling slow and kinda clunky at times. Ubisoft has hinted at a refined parkour system for Shadows with Feudal Japan's vertical architecture, pagodas, castles, dense forests, for example. There's potential for parkour to finally make a comeback. But will Ubisoft deliver? The Hidden Blade is more than just a weapon. It's a symbol of the Assassin's Creed itself. And yet, for years, it became secondary to flashy RPG gear. Assassin's Creed Shadows is bringing it back in a big way, with Naoi using it for silent assassinations. But what about Yasuki? Will he wield the blade, or with his path as a samurai create new tensions in the Creed? This dual protagonist dynamic could bring some of the best storytelling to the series that it has ever seen. So the final question remains, is this the Assassin's Creed game we, the fans, have been waiting for? Assassin's Creed Shadows has the potential to be the game that reinvents the franchise. With a return to the true stealth and an ambitious world with new dual character systems, it could be the most exciting Assassin's Creed in years. But with Ubisoft's track record, there are still plenty of unanswered questions. Will it live up to the hype? We'll have to find out when the game launches this year. Until then, stay in the shadows. And what do you think about Assassin's Creed Shadows? Will it be a true return to form or just another RPG in disguise? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming content.